My name's Sheila Rosenburg, and yeah, I'm a new postdoc in Todd Coleman's lab at UC San Diego. I love the lab. I mean, one thing that I think is amazing is that the Todd's lab is kind of like a mini version of the center. So what I like about Todd's lab and the center is just the unique way that different people approach the same question or tackle a problem. I am enjoying being around engineers so much because and just people who are more theoretical in general, because they are really good at abstraction. They frame questions differently. I think even coming at things with a different language can be very valuable, because then you get into a discussion about, well, what do you really mean by that? And I think it forces you to go deeper into the issues, because you have to make sure you understand each other, and you have to make sure you're on the same page to move forward. So here, the potential for collaboration seems really great, because it seems like the same kind of mentality, that people bring their different skill sets. I, again, am impressed at how open-minded people are here. And I'm really impressed that people are so willing. I think we were talking about one of the fundamental things is having a chance to learn new skills. People here seem very willing to share that, and I think that's going to enhance any kind of collaborative project if you not only work alongside someone, but you both get to learn a little bit about the other person's area. So I think that's mutually beneficial, and I think the science will be better, and I think we'll be able to ask bigger, more important questions because we have a unique team. So, I mean, I think so many of the themes and the conceptual ideas that I hear being discussed from a more information theory perspective seems so applicable to neuroscience, because again, I mean, we've been talking about this a little bit, the way the brain works. I mean, really, the nervous system is all about taking in information, figuring out how to sort it, figuring out how to analyze it, figuring out how to store it. I mean, I really like things like this, where I feel like just learning the language and some of the concepts that already exist in this area of studying information, just by having, an introduction to these topics for neuroscientists, and really, again, having the chance to sit down with people who are in theory and say, here's what we'd like to know about the brain. Because I feel like a lot of the theoreticians I'm meeting are really good at saying, well, that kind of sounds like this problem or this problem, and not that they're just trying to box it into a certain, similar problem, but I think that just being able to find these commonalities, and then I know, like, for me, there are definitely questions I'd love to answer that I think need a quantitative and computational approach that it's not even necessarily that I don't have the skills for. I don't even know where to begin necessarily. So finding people that say, oh, that sounds a little bit like this strategy would be useful, I think there's so much potential to really go after these big questions of learning and memory and perception, and then also direct that towards potential therapy, eventual therapeutic applications. I mean, there is this inherent risk you take in trying to go after big new things, and I think that, for various reasons, funding and other issues, people are hesitant to do that. But I think if you have the backing of a center, if you have a group of people who are all willing to go in on it together, your potential to actually make headway on something challenging can really be, higher probability of success, I think.